This one is just adorable. Look at the markings. But we're not sure if she's got a third one because she's acting like she's got some serious contractions coming, so... Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the 2-Acre Homestead. It's that time of year. It's mid-May, and as you see here, my onions are starting to flop over. Now, what you're seeing here is when your onions start to flop over. That means that the plant is done. It has put all of its energy into forming these nice, beautiful bulbs of onions, and it's not going to grow anymore. So that means it's time to pull them out of the ground and to start preserving the harvest. Now, for context, I'm here in southern Arizona, growing zone 8B. I am super happy to have even this small harvest of red onions this year, as I'm doing something to these onions that I haven't done in many years, since we lived in the suburbs, and that was 3 years ago. I used to preserve red onions simply to use as onion powder. Now you might be wondering why. Well, for starters, red onions don't store for very long. They're not very good for long-term storage, but because of their color, they have a lot more nutrition than your standard yellow or white onions. So what I'm doing here is I am wash them off, and now I'm slicing them thinly, not too thin, but thin enough. And I'll do this to the entire harvest that I've done here. And I'll split up all of the cuttings, all of the thin slices, make sure they're all separated instead of clumped up together. I put them in my food dehydrator for 9 hours at 125 degrees. That's 125 Fahrenheit. 9 hours later, you see me pulling the trays out here. Then I take those dehydrated onions and then I put them into the mixer here. And all I'm going to do is, once I've done that, I'm just simply going to put them in my little seasoning jar here, and I will use that in my cooking. Now, like I said, this was a small harvest. I only pulled those that were flopped over. I have about 20 more onions to go. So there will be a lot that I will have preserved. Now, on my homestead, I am one that does not believe in wasting any of the harvest. Now, there was a lot of green tops a lot of greenage on the red onions, and I also cut that up and dehydrated it as well. Same temperature, 125 degrees for 25 hours, or for 125 degrees for 9 hours, excuse me. And what you're seeing here is I'm adding salt and I'm adding garlic powder. And later on, I will also be adding parsley. And I'm going to blend all of this together. Basically, the green tops taste like green onions. Basically is what the flavor profile that you're going to get. And once this is all blended up and all together, I will also put that in a seasoning jar. This is a flavor profile that my family and I and my extended family absolutely loves. We call this house salt. Now, house salt is something that it's somewhat of a seasoning that is unique to a flavor profile that you and your family likes. House salt is going to look different for each and every person, but this is what we like, and we use it on everything from eggs to potatoes, you name it. We will put our house salt on it, and it tastes wonderful. Now, here's our dough. This is Buttercup. She has given birth a few weeks ago at this point to these two cute little doling and buckling. And they are just absolutely adorable. But of course, this is Aspen, who's trying to jump on me, and that's his sister in the brown. Her name is Apple. Aspen just loves the camera, as you can see here. And these two are the kids that belong to Maple, our La Mancha goat. So it's suffice it to say, on our homestead, we definitely are in milk.
They're getting so big, have gotten so big. Aspen, stop eating my sweater. You can't eat my sweater. Apple. Aspen, you're a mess. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. And yes, she is still on that teat.
It is so much fun to watch these kids grow, all four of them. And we're super happy to be in milk here on our homestead. One of the things that we do on our homestead is we use and preserve the milk that is given to us. I have just about maybe about a gallon and a quarter of milk, and this is about 2 to 3 days worth of milk from our homestead. And as you see here, I am making a chèvre, or a goat cheese, and primarily this is the only cheese that my family and I are eating right now, and simply because we have such an abundance of it. Making goat cheese is fairly simple, and is something that we just absolutely love when it comes to preserving our foods here. It's easy to make, and you can also freeze it and preserve that for another day. I am packing this nice and neatly in this little dish here, because I want to present my family with something that is just not only beautiful, but something that has been grown here from our own homestead. And I have to say, here recently, With all of the harvest that we have been bringing in on our homestead, as you see here in these trays, we have just been enjoying eating fresh fruits and vegetables, but primarily vegetables here on our homestead. There's nothing quite like growing your own food and feeding your family mostly from the things that you produce on your homestead. I hope that this video finds you and your family well and gives you some inspiration to get out there, grow a garden, get some animals, and make a homestead dream a reality. Until next time, happy homesteading.